Hello everyone, this is Dan Gramza, and welcome to Gramza Market Studies for Wednesday, December 2nd. Greetings from beautiful Auckland. Let's get started with these stock indices. The issue that we needed in a lot of markets, as we discussed yesterday, was follow through. And the next phase that we look for in these kind of markets would now be confirmation. The next 2 days, I think, are kind of the critical phases for these indices and a lot of other markets that we're looking at. So what do we need to see happen today? If we start here with this NASDAQ market, what we need to see happening is we want this ideally within the next 2 days closing above this previous high. Those levels up there around 813, 814, that will be important. So if we move up, how we move up is going to be critical for us. What are we looking for? We are looking for unchanged to higher in these markets. Now, if we look at the currencies, what are we looking for in those guys? Well, we are looking for follow through. That's what I mentioned yesterday, and we're seeing that. We're seeing the euro getting stronger, the Swissy getting stronger, our friend Mr. Yen getting weaker, which is what we'd want to see. And also the Aussie dollar strengthening up, the British pound, and the Canadian dollar. All nice, healthy moves. Looking for kind of an unchanged type day. I don't know if today is going to be critical for these currencies, but definitely tomorrow will be. So Thursday is going to be important. Today can set the tone for us. So a very interesting setup. We're getting the right kind of behavior. Again, the next couple of days in these markets, it's going to be critical. Interest rates. Well, short end of the curve is firming up, and the 10-year and the 30-year are getting weaker. Again, that's exactly what we were looking for, what we wanted to see, I should say, and the market cooperated. We're looking for that behavior to continue. We're looking for the notes to continue weaker today, and the same thing for the bonds. Possibly not as big a range as yesterday, but we are looking for weaker prices in those markets. And when it comes to crude oil, well, we've got low enough to find buyers. I'm really kind of skittish about this market. It has reached magnitude objective in terms of yesterday's action. But where it's located, how it's getting up here, I'd be cautiously long that market is the way I feel about it. Natural gas. This is also a market that's pushing its way a little bit lower. I want to give it some room. I'm really looking for kind of an unchanged type day in that market, primarily because this is a level we found a lot of buyers before, and I'm not really convinced that this wants to go a lot lower. And if we look at the grains, well, soybeans, a struggle. Made new highs, that's terrific, but we made new highs on selling, that's not so good. Very cautious from the long side in that market. Corn, the same thing. This really implies a market that could be setting up for a sideways move, and the same thing for wheat. So we're not looking for dramatic moves in those markets. Yesterday's action is bearish. It would imply a move to the downside, but I think it's going to be very conservative. We're looking more for an unchanged type day. Well, this concludes today's market studies. I hope you found a few ideas helpful. I'm looking forward to being with you again tomorrow, and in the meantime, take care.